In Dragon Ball Z Return of Cooler, also known as Movie 6, also known in the Japanese version as Dragon Ball Z Clash, 10 Billion Power Warriors, Cooler somehow returns.
Huh?
Well, how does he return? What is the Big Gete Star? And how did he utilize it in order to create metal coolers which were formidable foes against Goku and Vegeta? In the movie, when Cooler captures Goku and Vegeta in order to use them for energy, he explains how the Big Gete Star originated as an AI computer chip floating in space which evolved and developed the ability to absorb the matter around it. This might be a stretch, but the computer chip can be compared to early life on Earth. Early life on Earth started as a single-celled organism, quite similar to how the Big Gete Star originated. As time passed and life became more advanced, they began to develop adaptations in order to survive and pass on their genes. This led to animals having to develop armor for themselves in order to protect themselves from bigger threats. The Cambrian explosion is a great example of this and how animals had some kind of an arms race against each other. We can compare this to the computer chip, which had absorbed debris from the graveyards of spaceships and debris floating around. It did this to protect itself from any threats and preserve its life, allowing it to evolve further until it became a planet-sized chunk of technology. It looks a bit like Cybertron. Cooler states that the computer chip had been floating around for eons. This would have given the computer chip a lot of time to absorb materials and ki to keep it alive and running. After Cooler's encounter on Earth, where Cooler was blasted into the sun by Goku's Kamehameha, somehow his consciousness and his brain had survived. His remains drifted through space and merged with the Big Gete Star. Since his brain was still somewhat functional, his consciousness had been absorbed by the Big Gete Star, allowing him to take over and use it as his own. This gave Cooler access to the resources that the Big Gete Star had accumulated over eons. Cooler then decided to use this in order to develop more advanced bodies, such as the metal coolers which he developed, and take over entire planets to steal energy from them. The process of stealing energy from another planet is kind of strange, and it looks quite inappropriate. It attaches itself forcefully to another planet and uses some kind of drill mechanism to drain energy from that planet. A bit like how the Tree of Might did in Turtles movie. Now, why is it even called the Big Gete Star? Gete comes from the Japanese word getemono, which translates to cobbled together or odd/unconventional, which perfectly describes the Big Gete Star, as it is just a bunch of technology cobbled together. We could say that it's also a star, as when we see it wrap around New Namek, it looks a bit like a star with all its attachments and tentacle things just grabbing it and gripping it and all sorts. Also, the fact that it's planet-sized could contribute to that, like a small star. Now that we've gotten out of the way the origins of the Big Gete Star and how Cooler merged with it, how the hell did Cooler even survive? Goku incinerated him in the sun, didn't he? Well, this could be part of Frieza and Cooler's race being able to endure pretty much just anything. Frieza was getting pounded by Broly for over an hour. He also survived the destruction of planet Namek. Somehow, he was floating around in space when his father found him after the planet had exploded. So it's not ridiculous to say that Cooler's endurance is somewhat similar to Frieza's. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my first time ever making a video, something like this, you know, with this kind of style and format. I know I didn't do a very good job and it's kind of buns, but like, if any of you have any, like, if there's anybody even watching, if you guys have any constructive criticism or anything I can do to improve on, please comment it down below, because yeah, this was something else, man. This gave Cooler access to the Big Gete Star's resources, which had This gave Cooler access to the Big Gete Star's resources, which had This gave This gave Cooler access to the Big Gete Star's resources, which it had The process of stealing energy from another planet is kind of strange. It kind of looks like the planet is attaching its... Well, the process of stealing energy from another planet... The process of...